Got to guard the ball, Pat, not just the action.
Clark staying aggressive, and that three will fall.
It's going to be a big fourth quarter.
Now, fans that either sold their tickets or whatever, all of a sudden an emphasis is starting to get thrown onto the tickets where people believe she will be playing. And that's starting to make the ticket prices go up, and up.
Tickets are going up like she's draining threes on the moon, and the Federal Reserve may have to step in. Audience setting music records, supporters, and selling organs for courtside tickets. What sort of magic is this? Is she a combination of Taylor Swift, Stephen Curry, and LeBron? Caitlin Clark's injury comeback caused all of this mayhem.
WNBA goes up 48% to 98.07. Total attendance, 1.59. Total attendance, 2.35, 48% up. Sellouts went from 45 to 154, 242% growth. ESPN viewership, 440 to 1.2 million, 170 up. Merchandise sales, 600% up league-wide in 1 year. Caitlin Clark increased merch sales for...
Caitlin Clark is more than simply a basketball dribbler. She's dribbling egos, media narratives, and financial accounts. And without even realizing it, the WNBA is being dunked on. There are, let's music face it, before and after Caitlin Clark. Tickets were sitting down in front of her. They're going to drain your pocketbook and put you in the luxury tax bracket after her...
I hate the player, hate the game she got, because she's really talented, especially for being Palangi, She's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff.
Breakdown energy coming from certain WNBA veterans who seemingly didn't understand the script that states a larger audience equals more money and more relaxation is what's really cooking here. The Caitlin Clark effect is more than just the feeling she gets after she scores 30 points. It's bigger. Oh no, it is everywhere now. It's like oxygen in the arena. The numbers increase even when she doesn't play. Sales of merchandise have increased. TV ratings are higher. The crowd is behaving as though she's Taylor Swift attending an NFL game, which is making security personnel anxious.
Cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't going to be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs. You can argue all you want if she's the best player in the league, but you absolutely cannot argue if she's the most important, because she is. She is more valuable than all the other players combined, and that is just...
Here's the worst part. It appears that several WNBA players would prefer to defend a fast break without shoes than acknowledge it. You would assume the league would throw a red carpet for someone who, like an ESPN point guard on a mission, is essentially bringing the entire organization into the public eye. However, some players are claiming that Caitlin took their sponsorship deals and lunch money...
Suffering a major injury is Caitlin Clark is going to be out for 2 weeks with a quad injury, and the reason we're bringing this up specifically is the Clarkonomics effect to this. Obviously, players miss time all the time, but the Sky and the Fever were supposed to play in Chicago in about a week on June 7th. The opening ticket price was $86 because you have the Angel Resource Caitlin Clark Showdown that is now box office. Yeah, those tickets are now down to $25. Down to $25 after the injury announcement. And it's supposed to take place in the Bulls Arena, the United Center, as opposed to the normal Wintrust Arena. That's about a 12,000 seat difference, give or take.
The strangest thing is that the effect still blows up even on her bad evenings. The arena is still packed and she has not put on her suit. People seem to have come expressly to see if she would turn up. Does anyone else understand that? Not the athletes sharing passive-aggressive Instagram stories about honoring veterans. Of course, yes, we appreciate you, but we also respect the 2.5 million people who watched Caitlin be triple-teamed at half court. Some players don't seem to understand that Clark isn't a rival. Their elevator is her. However, some are busy attempting to cut the cables rather than taking the ride. All of them appear to be welcome to the league. However, there are numerous body checks, side looks, and statements about rookies having to earn it underneath. Yes, January. It seems that being the only reason your next game gets shown on national television for the first time in 12 years is not part of earning it. Envy among veterans is louder than an overtime buzzer beater. Ironically, Div A antics aren't even central to Caitlin's game. She's not asking for preferential treatment. She appears to be using a GPS-powered shot chart as she launches logo 3Es. In the meantime, some players are more concerned with maintaining their position as league gatekeepers than with changing the GameNext
support system. That shouldn't change. I think, Caitlin knows that she has ears and eyes in the locker room, and the support that she has behind, whether it's us or anybody else. I would like to think that she knows it's there, and to really take her time and make sure that she's, well enough to be who she needs to be for us, because I want the 100% Caitlin, so I'll take it.
The media circus follows because naturally, as soon as Clark touches the ball, there are in-depth analyses, giddy analysts, and drone-like camera angles. Tracking the wild Caitlin in her native hardwood environment is a cross between ESPN and National Geographic. Zone defense is being discussed on TikTok by casual fans as the league's social media following sources. You would assume that the players would be celebrating their exposure with champagne. Rather, we are hearing side remarks such as she hasn't proven herself yet. She's demonstrated more in 15 minutes than some teams have in 15 seasons. Girl, the phenomenon that isn't related to games is another. People still pretend as though Caitlin Clark is going to sprint through the tunnel, even though she doesn't play. Outside the venue, scalpers are pricing as if she were Coachella's main act. Some teams, meanwhile, haven't generated as much attention since the Obama administration. Suddenly, though, the absence of one youngster stands out more than the entire starting lineup of the home club. And yet the opposition. Players who act as though Clark created attention sent out a flurry of tweets, barely disguised remarks, and locker room taunts. She's only getting started. Alright, but she's a rookie as well, and she's taking more seats than your last 3 postseason trips put together nixed.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
There is a lot of cognitive dissonance. Like, we understand the WNBA has its stars. It has always been, if Diana Taurasi were to elbow a brick wall, it would most likely apologize. However, Clark possesses a quality that goes beyond basketball. Velocity of culture in the same manner as Tiger and Serena. It's that strange lightning in a Gatorade bottle that can't be coached, taught, music, or replicated. Furthermore, nobody is claiming that she is flawless. Clark makes turnovers, gets stripped, music, and is blocked, but even her errors are consistent. Twitter goes crazy when she takes the lead. On sports radio, there is a heated discussion about her hip check. 5 blogs inquire as to whether she is hurt when she scratches her nose. Power is that she earned it not because she asked for it. She sparked, not simply showed up. And instead of attempting to counteract it with forced elbows and angry pressers, the league would be better off bottling that energy. However, some players are attempting to dehumanize her as if it were a privilege. This isn't a sorority girl. It's a company. Caitlin is now the league's strongest sales pitch since its founding Knicks voice.
To describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. Yes. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty, so sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass, she can shoot. Man, she is...
The true drama lies in the fact that fans outside of the WNBA are beginning to notice the disparity in her treatment. Is this how we handle the athlete that attracts millions of fans to the sport? Yes, it seems. If you're still in the process of getting over your exclusion from the Nike contract shortlist, the unfortunate part, this should be the simplest alley-oop in league history. Utilize the increased attention to highlight every player, increase jersey sales, secure larger TV deals, and advance the game. Rather than a revolution, half of the league is behaving as though Clark's success is an invasion. Every time she plays or doesn't, the league gains more attention. However, some players are more focused on gatekeeping than creating a legacy, which is unfortunate since if egos weren't attempting to play full-court press on advancement, this might be a golden age. Despite being a rookie, Caitlin Clark already has the ball. The spotlight, the media attention, and around $50 million in market influence, all circling her like a pick-and-roll Knicks.
crazy was this season versus the seasons past?
Our jersey sales were up 1,193%. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and we're thrilled about it. But it brought visibility to the whole team of the Fever and to the WNBA. But if we just want to keep it in Indiana, we look at ticket sales sold out every night, over 17,000 fans in our games at home. When Caitlin announced that she was coming out into the draft on a Thursday afternoon, from that time to Sunday night, we had over 6,000 phone calls, people wanting to buy season tickets. But even something as simple as our terrific mascot, Freddie Fever, his appearance requests went up 150% this season. So you talk about the Fever, the team, which is what we've been working on,
Because let's be clear, you're not simply watching a game when the crowd yells louder for the warm-ups than for tip-off. You're witnessing a shift. The WNBA was not broken by Caitlin Clark. She simply reminded everyone of how much larger it might be. When you believe that your agent was the only person with that type of pull, it seems like that's a difficult pill to swallow. And just when you thought things couldn't get any more cartoonishly fantastical, Kathy Angelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, appeared out of nowhere, acting as though she had personally brought the league into the mainstream. PowerPoint presentations titled How I Saved the WNBA are being given by CIS. For example, Caitlin Clark is merely an intern who manages the operations of Gatorade on the side. In the Final Four, Kathy Angelbert scored 40 points against South Carolina. Kathy Angelbert did not create a national merchandise explosion, break college viewership records, or teach males who had never seen women's athletics what a dribble handoff is. However, she is now flaunting herself as a marketing wizard who created all of this using a vision board and a press release. The Caitlin Clark effect is not a team-building activity. Ma'am, you're just fortunate to be clinging to the rim during this cultural earthquake.
Shame on you. Kathy Engelbert pens this beautiful article written by Kathy, about Kathy, for Kathy, explaining why she is solely responsible for the boom of the WNBA. Folks, I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. The commissioner of the WNBA on transferring the league ahead of a breakout season. And what was that plan that Kathy Engelbert put in place? Working in partnership with my new WNBA team members, NBA colleagues, and WNBA owners, we developed a strategy with 3 pillars. The league would think player first.
Simply remove Caitlin Clark from the equation if you truly want to test the notion. Gone. Poof. All of a sudden, the boisterous crowd seemed more like a quiet disco at a high school reunion. Cornhole championships and 2012 bowling replays overshadowed the ESPN coverage once again. To put it simply, they would be performing limbo beneath basement levels. However, Kathy is now on a tour. She seems to see every microphone as an opportunity to use the word strategic growth initiatives, as if she were Steve Jobs introducing the WNBA iPhone. Yes, Kathy, because your Q2 marketing forecasts undoubtedly caused the country to unexpectedly turn out to see Indiana Fever games. The sudden desire to see teams who 2 seasons ago couldn't fill the second row at a bake sale is the epitome of broad appeal. Caitlin is being treated like a background dancer for Beyoncé's Kathy Saves the WNBA tour. Music. We all know that if it weren't for Clark's gravitational pull, the entire play would still be rehearsing in a YMCA gym and would have become a national obsession. However, Kathy is giving remarks on how we've put in a lot of effort behind the scenes to achieve this growth rather than unveiling a statue. Please, behind the scenes, the reality check that will confront you if Caitlin takes a week off is the only thing going on behind the scenes.
Man, you guys heard me correctly. None other than Kathy Engelbert is singing a different tune this season about Caitlin Clark. Now, we know last year she was talking about all of the other rookies being included in this, making a difference, being able to help contribute to the big bang of the WNBA. This time around, she's owing it all to Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I told y'all this at the beginning of the month. The chickens was coming home to roost for the WNBA, because I'm telling you right now, there has been a lot of spooky things going on and people is tired of it.
Let's be honest, the league would regress more quickly than a player on a greased floor if Clark said tomorrow that she was done. In actuality, one person brought this entire company into the spotlight, and now Kathy is attempting to reinvent it as a team effort. This isn't Kathy's grand scheme. This is Caitlin's highlight reel, and the league is fortunate enough to go along on the ride under the guise of Shotgun. If the WNBA had any common sense at this time,
But Kathy Engelbert, in her naivete or in her delusion, she takes credit for it. Instead of saying it's because of Caitlin Clark, instead of saying it's because of the person from Iowa, instead of saying it was because of her, Kathy says, oh, it's all me. My strategy, my plan, my 3 pillars. In this entire article, Kathy Engelbert mentions Caitlin Clark's name 2, maybe 3 times. Angel Reese's name once. Cameron Briggs' name once. Let's get right into it because this article, from start to finish, is
Why sports supporters? Well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and other YouTube channels, y'all aren't going to like this. Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship, this whole bus. She's driving it. Everybody else, get